Hey everybody, it's me, John Anthony Chihak Soltero. I am the anti-hero, and today is a mail call. Took a little bit, but some stuff that I ordered on the Comic Book Shopping Network arrived today, and we're going to take a look at it. A couple of sets. There's a really cool little couple of figures in here, and there's a really cool little keychain. I don't think I'll use it as a keychain, but when I saw it, it was actually the first thing I bought on this show. So for some of you who may not know, maybe if you're brand new to the channel, Facebook has a group called the Comic Book Shopping Network. It's kind of like the Shop at Home network. And so what they do, oh wow, there's 2 boxes. All right, so what they do is you go onto the Comic Book Shopping Network CBSN on Facebook. You ask to join. It asks you like 3 or 4 questions. You answer all the questions. An admin will respond pretty quickly to make sure that you get added. There are different shows by different vendors throughout the week, and I'm talking, God, there's probably like 5 or 6 shows a day. Jesse James of Jesse James Comics up in Phoenix, Jimmy J. This is his name is Michael, and he's comics, cards, and collectibles up in the Phoenix area. He does a show Friday nights about 10 o'clock, I believe. My friends Eric Freichin and Tony Corona of Old Pueblo Comics, that's Tony's comic book company, and Eric's company, Presidio Comics and Collectibles, do their show on Saturday nights, 9 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Pacific. And so like what you do is you tune in. Each vendor is probably going to have different ways that they process. Eric and the collector's territory, Eric and Tony do theirs through PayPal. Some people do it through Square. Some people do it through QuickBooks. Pretty easy, information. They'll invoice you afterwards. They'll let you know what their shipping charges are. The cool thing about Michael's show is that if you bought $40 or more worth of merchandise, your shipping was free. So my shipping was free. He had some events and stuff like that, and so he wasn't able to get to the post office right away. But the nice thing is that when he shipped, he's shipping from like the Phoenix area. So once he shipped this, it got here like super quick. Plus it was priority. So, so here are 2 of the really cool figures that I bought. I become a big Rick and Morty fan, and so there's this spacesuit Rick figure. It's kind of cool. It's a Walmart exclusive. And then there is the spacesuit Morty figure. And these look like they have some decent articulation. These are probably about 5 or 6 inch scale. And then, not in a spacesuit, but Summer. So you got the whole set. Somebody else, I think somebody else bought the spacesuit Summer before I got a chance to buy it. So I went with the regular Summer and then the spacesuit Rick and Morty. So these are pretty cool. Also, they were pretty affordable as well, so I'm pretty stoked about that. I don't have any Cartoon Network type figures, so these are the very first ones I've got, which is very cool. So as some of you know, we did the event at Charlie's Comics. If you didn't see the last video I did, we raised over $1,100 for the Community Food Bank of Southern Arizona. Now, it was a one-day event. There's a silent auction. There's a raffle, 2 different raffles. There's a $1 raffle for like graphic novels. And there were some things that were contributed by community members, like these really cool like microbead magnets of different superhero insignias and stuff. And then in the $5 auction, there's like hardcovers and the Marvel Select figures and stuff like I picked up before. And then people contribute stuff to the auction. And the really cool thing is you can bid on them. Bids go up by like $5 increments. My Mandalorian and Baby Yoda piece got picked up today, which was really cool. I asked Charlie about the Tucson Comic-Con edition of the Bubba Patrol issue 1. Somebody bid on that, so that's really awesome. It helped raise some more money. I bid on some things, contribute more money. And actually, let me show you that, because that's one of the things I didn't show you guys. So this is one of the things I bid on. This is a Baby Yoda that was made by a community member, Jessica. She made one before for one of her daughters and decided she would make another one for the auction. She had this, like all about, like, I think without the ears and maybe the bowl, on Friday night when she submitted the photograph, and she was just like, she stayed up all night to finish it. And not only that, but her 4-year-old, who's now 4, had her birthday party on Saturday, like right at the beginning of the day. So she texted me 6 o'clock in the morning, asked me if I could come down to the park to pick this up from her and get it over to Charlie's. Now, when I went and picked it up, jokingly, I was just like, I'm really glad you trust me to take this to Charlie's. And she's like, oh, yeah, well, no problem. And I'm like, because you're trusting that this is actually going to make it to Charlie's. Within 5 minutes of him posting the Baby Yoda online, I had already bid on it. And a couple bids later, by the end of the day on Saturday, I ended up winning the bid. So I'm super stoked to have it. He's going right up. And let me actually show you. So like if you can see a little bit better about like what my setup looks like. Up here is a mask an Iron Man mask that was made by another community member, Devin, who's a pretty phenomenal artist. And this was the first thing they created, maybe not the first thing, but it's a battle-damaged Iron Man mask, and it actually will fit. Not my big head, but it'll fit. I've got pages from the Bubba Patrol. This is the second comic strip I did, this one right here. And this is Foley doing a counterfeit Genie Pants detective agency. This is my homage to the Blam 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 page from Sin City. And you got the cover to issue number 2 right here. And then this is a page from Nightwing Target, drawn by Scott McDaniel and Aaron Soud. That was one of the first original pieces of artwork I picked up at Wizard World Los Angeles. Now, what helps make this setup even more special is Dark Design Sugar Skulls made this beautiful little, and she kind of recycles stuff. So she gets like Bratz dolls and Barbie dolls and stuff like that, and then repaints them and does them all in Sugar Skull designs. And so this kind of reminds me of like my dogs, plus it's got purple, and purple is my favorite color. We've got Sabu's sketch card with him as Captain Teacup. We've got Guri's sketch card with her as Space Dog. Down here, we've got Foley's sketch card. I need to get a Grayson sketch card going and a Cypress sketch card going with Foley as Captain or Mr. Whoopi. It's a photograph of the first Bubba, Cypress, her ashes, and then Sabu's ashes, and a little scarf that my sister made for him when he was still a little baby. And then this is his favorite toy of all time, a little blinky ball that didn't quite fit in his mouth. And he would chase that ball. Like, there were times we were playing fetch for 20, 30 minutes before he would finally get tuckered out. So that's just some of the stuff that I put up there, and I'll be rotating things out. Not those special items, but like some of the figures and stuff will get rotated out as we go along. Up in the corner right here next to the Iron Man helmet is a Luke Cage piece. I call it the Ghost of Luke Cage, because it contains the final verse of the song The Ghost of Tom Joad. And I actually did the artwork, and the lyrics build Luke Cage, and I molded it so that the words fit to fit his head, and then they fit to fit his orange shirt and his blue jeans and his arms and his wrist gauntlets and stuff like that. I contributed to an auction it never got bid on, which is unfortunate because it's a beautiful piece. It probably one of my most inspired pieces. So I've just got it up there because it's one of my favorite pieces. I was trying to sell it, and then I just realized I want to keep it. But let's continue on and see what else we got in the box. This was the very first thing I bought from Michael O'Haver on the show. And this is a Coochie Kopi keychain. This is Louise Belcher's favorite toy. And the little thing that they melted when Louise was sick, and I guess they were doing something with it, and they dropped it in the toilet, and they went to put it in the oven, and they were like, oh, if we put it at 100 degrees, like, you know, we let it sit for like 20 minutes, it'll be fine. And then Bob cranked it up to 200, and he's like, I know my oven, I know what it can do. And I'm like what oven allows you to put it at 100 degrees? You would have to heat it up and then just let it sit, you know, after a while. But so here we go. These are some of the books that I got. I gotta say, this is extremely well packaged, so I'm pretty stoked about that, because the outer box looked a little bit crunched and stuff, but I mean, I'm cool with it because everything was packaged really well. So let me see. Oh, maybe they're in the other one. So I got Kanan the Last Padawan. This is issue 3, 4, 5, 6, some beautiful cover artwork, 7, and I got Shattered Empire, Star Wars Shattered Empire 1 through, I get 1 through 4? Yeah. Shattered Empire 1 through 4. And then specific set that I bought. And I feel I got a really good price on it. And I've never read this mini before, but this character has recently become one of my favorites. And so I couldn't pass up the opportunity to get a full set, because a lot of places aren't going to have the full set. Hold on here. All right. Oh, yeah. So Kanan, the Last Padawan, 1 and 2. So you got 1 through 8, or is it 1 through 6? No, 1 through 8, or 1 through 8 minus number 7. So I just need to come up with number 7. Uncanny number 281. It's in pretty nice condition. That was a $1 book. And then this is kind of the prize of the set. The 4-issue set of The Death of Wolverine. All these like really beautiful foil covers. I'm pretty stoked to have this. This is a really friggin' phenomenal cover, just the way they did it with the foil. I'm super stoked to have this. Wolverine has become one of my, and this isn't even foil. This almost looks like this is chromium. This last one, holy cow, that's very cool. Written by Charles Soule, drawn by Steve McNiven, who did my favorite Wolverine story, did the artwork of my favorite Wolverine story, the Old Man Logan. And this is also colored by Justin Ponsor, who just, you know, recently passed away. But I'm very, very happy to have this. I'm glad it got here, and I'm glad it got here safe, and everything looks phenomenally packed. And so Comic Book Shopping Network, CBSN on Facebook, tons of different vendors on there who sell different wares. Michael O'Haver is the first one that I've seen that's selling things like figures and cards, and he has like some prints that he gets from area artists. He also has miniatures games and things like that too. Some pretty decent prices on his show. And then, you know, if he's running specials and stuff, you can get free shipping. So like all this stuff I got free shipping on, which is phenomenal because a box that size, I don't even know how much it would be, but I know that these flat rate shipping boxes are like 18 to 20 bucks a piece. So definitely a really, really good haul. Let me just do my new comic book day as well, since I'm already here. Now, some of these are not new comics. They didn't come out today, but they're books that I either put on hold because I'm, collecting them, or, picking up the series, or decided to start reading them. So the sketch covers I picked up today are the Wonder Woman 58. I did a Serena Williams as Wonder Woman sketch cover last month or the month before that I really, really dug. So I've got some ideas for a good Wonder Woman sketch cover. And then the Vampirella 50th anniversary blank book. And it's blank all the way through. I picked up another copy of this on Saturday. I have a really good friend, Sin, in Albuquerque, who wants me to draw her as Vampirella, like cosplayed as Vampirella. So I got that one for her, but this one I might do some other stuff with, and it'll be cool because I can draw her on the cover and then, throughout the book doing different stuff. I forget which issue number this is, but this is a series that doesn't come out that often. And I wish it did because I've kind of lost track of reading it. This is, which freaking issue number is this? What's issue 10 of Isola from Image. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Beautiful artwork. The story is really great. I just wish it would come out more consistently because then I would read it, and now I have tons of back issues to read. Ruby number 4. This is going to be a 5-issue mini, so I'll probably finish up the mini. It's not really my thing. The artwork is nice because Mirka Andolfo does the artwork, and she's just a phenomenal artist. Speaking of Mirka Andolfo, this came out last week, Unsacred number 3. So when this came out, I picked up issues 1 and 2. Got to start reading it. But I'm a big fan of her artwork from Unnatural. Miles Morales Spider-Man number 15. This is a really good series. If you're not already on it, Saladin Ahmed is a phenomenal writer. I think he's doing a really great job with Miles Morales. The artwork is really, really fun. It's fluid. Very keeping with a Spider-Man book. He's a younger character, so you got to keep him moving around and flexible, but he does a range of emotions with this young guy and with his family and with his friends. It's really well done. Usagi Yojimbo number 8, also not coming out as regularly as monthly, but Stan Sakai is doing everything on this. This is one I just picked up off the rack. I don't. All these other ones are subs, other than the couple of Unsacred and Ruby. Harley Quinn number 70, a cover where she's doing the Kairi Sane elbow drop. Those of you who watch the channel, you might know that I'm a big wrestling fan. I'm wearing my Colt Cabana shirt, which is kind of fitting. Kairi Sane is I think she's still, no, she's on the main roster of the WWE right now. But when she broke into NXT, she was the Pirate Princess. She would come out, wearing a really frilly pirate outfit. And she drops the most insane elbow from the top rope. And the artwork on the cover, that's exactly how she drops it. Her body gets completely parallel and even cranks up on her hips, where she's just I don't know how she doesn't destroy herself every time she does that. But she does. She's also tiny. She's 5 foot. She weighs maybe $105. But just amazing wrestler. Japanese wrestlers just wrestle at a different level. They're, Mexican wrestlers wrestle at a different level, but it's a completely different style. And it's a completely different style than traditional catch-as-catch-can American wrestling, or even the hybrid MMA style that's being brought in nowadays. She's a lot of fun to watch. And then just seeing this cover, the B covers tend to go up in value a little bit more. That's not really what I'm worried about. Just seeing Harley Quinn doing the Kairi Sane elbow drop, and then I flip through it and it's actually got some wrestling in it. So like I have like 3 or 4 periodic issues of Harley Quinn from the DC Universe Rebirth line. Um, I enjoy Harley. I think she's a little overexposed. I don't know how to feel about the Birds of Prey movie. I guess I'll wait until I see it to judge it because, you know, in the past I've been like stoked about certain castings in certain movies and been let down, and then not really looked forward to some of them, and then, you know, like found them fantastic. So I'm actually going to do a review of Terminator Dark Fate soon. Waited until it was on DVD, watched it this past weekend. So I'll be hitting you guys up about that really, really soon. Also, the Nightwing figure from the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse line should be coming out soon. I checked with GameStop yesterday. It still hasn't shipped yet, but probably by next week I should have it, and then I'll do a review as soon as possible on that. So hope you guys are having a good week. Got a couple more days before the weekend. Stay anti-hero strong.